away we go with sheet metal week 9, number 2 here. So again, we're going to go up here and we're going to go to new, and we're going to go to sheet metal and go OK. And we're going to go do our setup first, and then I'm going to go and create a project, and then I'll come back to it and then show you what I want to do with that. So first thing I'm going to do is go sheet metal here, default, go into my edit, okay, and I'm going to go new, and we're going to call it, we'll just do our 16 gauge again because we know that one, 16 gauge, mild steel, okay. And then we're going to go down here and we're going to change our thickness to 0.0625. Oops, be nice if I had my numbers on. 0.0625. And then we're going to go to, double click on this, by the way. Thank you. Before we save our edits. We'll go into bend while we're here, because now we know about bend. We'll go into round, and we're going to go thickness, do our asterisk, which is shift and 8 and 1.5, and then we're going to go back again, and we're going to go into the K factor, and it's going to say, do you want to save the edits? And we're going to go yes, and our K factor, we'll just change that to 4:1, and done, and yes. Then we need to go down here to the unfold rule and click on that, and there's our sheet metal rule. We're up there, so now we're going to go new, and we're going to go V, bend, 16 gauge, mild steel, and OK. We're going to double click on that to make sure that's the one we're changing. And our K factor needs to be, so it looks to me like I forgot to have you follow along when I was doing this. We have our 16 gauge mild steel. I went down here to the unfold rule and clicked on that. We get our ability to change here. First thing I went in, I went to new, and I created the V bend copy. Okay, I already typed that in, so I apologize for not doing that. I'm going to highlight it. Okay, and we're all set there. If I went back, we're good and done. So again, our V gauge, V bend 16 gauge mild steel, if we look at that, it should be set on linear, and our value wants to be 4:1, and done. And do I want to save the edits? Yes. Okay, and we're going to check our mild steel just to verify with that. Okay, we got our 0.0625, and what I did, I just slid right in there when I was in that. We're in round, and thickness, asterisk, 1.5. So that's all done, and we're all ready. And I unchecked this little box here. So I use thickness from rule. I use the thickness that we input and apply and close. And so now I'm going to go into the sketch mode, and what I found is you just hit finish sketch, you come over to sketch, right click, and you go edit sketch, and you're right there because it gives you your new ribbon that you need with all your sketch tools. And I'm going to go in here, I'm going to turn to front, and I'm going to build a little something. I'll be back in a minute and show you what it is, and play with some things that I want to show you about. So here we are. I've created this little part here, and we're just going to finish right up here, and I'm going to go into face and create this face, and I'm going to go OK. And now what I want to do is I want to show you about a process that we use and that we're going to use to fold this up. So as I showed you in the first little video, we're going to create a fold line. So I'm going to come across here, and I'm going to go New Sketch. I'm going to pick this face here. I'm going to use a construction line just because it doesn't leave a line later on. And it's important that you pick the edge. You can't just draw a line from one side. You can't do this. You just can't draw a line like that. It won't work. You actually have to define the edges of the piece with your line. So I'm going to pick a point here. I'm going to come up here, and I want it to be perpendicular, but I want to be right on that edge. There we go. And then I'm going to go into my ISO view so you can see me fold this up. And I'm going to go right click. I'm going to finish sketch, and I'm going to go into right over here to fold, and I'm going to pick that line, and I get a choice of which way it's going to go. So if I flip this back and forth, you can see which way it's going to flow. So in this case, the body would fold towards us. Let's see what happens. See how that went? So I'm going to cancel that now and actually back up. So let's go to fold again, and I'm going to pick that line. So the body, if you see, it's pointing that the plane is this way and that it's going to fold this way. So if I alternate that, now just the ear is going to fold. And then I can make it go left or right. So let's make the ear fold towards us. Okay. And then we'll do an undo. So cancel and undo. Now let's take that again. Let's go fold. We pick our plane. Okay, the body's going to fold towards us, so I'm going to change that. So it's the ear and I'm going to change the direction. And I'm going to fold it. You can see that we can fold from there or here. I'm going to fold from my fold line, the middle of my fold line. If you look carefully in here, when I change this, so that means it's folding to the left there. And this is going to fold even farther, and then it'll fold on this edge right here. Let's see what happens when we do that. Okay, you can see that the whole edge radius there. And I don't want that, so we're going to undo that. Go back to fold. I'm going to pick this center. I'm going to pick this. Oops, I got to pick my bend line first. And then I'm going to pick the center. Okay. There's that, and then there's that. Okay, and I want it to bend so it's not actually on the material here on the edge. So I'm going to go out here, so it's bending from this point, and I'm going to have it bend away from me. Okay, so let's see, right there. Okay, and here we go. We're going to bend it and apply. And there it did. So it bent that ear. So you really have to play with these to find out what they're going to do. Okay, you can't learn this program just by following my direction. You have got to play. If you don't play, you're not going to understand all the options. I mean, Inventor gives you innumerable options. What happens when we change this to 45? Now we can't change it right now, but what we can do is we can go into our fold here, right click, and go actually into, there's our face, there's our fold, and edit feature, and now I can change this to 45 and go OK, and it just bent that ear out a little ways. Okay, now I'm going to show you a new one here. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go to my origin, and hopefully I've done this right. And where's my plane? And this can kill you sometimes. Okay, so right click and let's go visible, and there's my plane way over there, right? Okay, I need to get my object over there. I should have just built this on the plane, but I just need to show you what's going to happen here. Because I want it to mirror this, and I need a plane line to mirror it. So what I need to do is I need to move my object, and I need to have this plane line running down the center of this object so that I can use it to mirror this feature. And so how do you move an object that you've already drawn and your plane is over here? Well, what we have to do is we have to go into our face and go to get into our sketch. We have to get, because that's the only thing we can move. We can only edit or only move the geometry. We can't move the object. So we're going to move the geometry. So I need to move it over here. So I need to have a point to move it to. So one of the things I might try and do is project geometry. Let's try that. Okay, and it's not going to let me. And get out of there. And then, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go into my axis and find my axis. There is my y-axis. I'm going to right-click on that, and I'm going to actually click it and right-click, and I want it to be there. There it is. Okay, and I don't even have to make it visible. It's just there. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to dimension, and I'm going to dimension from the bottom point here, and there we go, and I'm going to do 0, but I have the feeling something's going to happen when I do this because I don't think I have enough constrained geometry. We'll see what happens. I'm going to hit 0, and oh lordy, look what happened to our piece. It went all over the place. So all I'm going to do, this is how you fix this. It's just, you just need to constrain some geometry. So I'll go ahead and I'll go pick this center point here, that center point there, and constrain those and go okay. I don't care what the number is, it doesn't matter. Go back to here, 0. Oh, that's better. Let's go take a look and see how it is. It doesn't look like it's quite right. Oh, that's not. So we're going to undo and undo. Then we got to get back over to here. Looks like I need to constrain probably the height of this line here and from that bottom. So I'm going to do that and do a constraint here. And okay, again, I don't care what the number is, I just want to constrain the geometry. And then I'm going to go reach down here and pick this, and I'm going to go 0. And there we go. And I believe, if I'm lucky, there is all our geometry in one place. Now let's see what happens when we go into home here. And we right click and we go done and we go finish sketch, and there is our object, and it is centered on our plane. Oh, that's nice. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so now here comes the next part. We go over to mirror. Okay, and this is something we haven't done before either. Look at this new thing. It's feature. Okay, so I'm going to come down and I'm going to pick this feature right there. Okay, you can see it's highlighted with yellow. Let's get around the back here. There you go. You can see how it's highlighted with yellow. I'm going to go over and pick the mirror line, or mirror plane, not line, but mirror plane. I'm going to pick this. Notice it previews for you and go OK. So there's two little things I showed you how to do. One is to bend a piece and how to mirror the feature, and 2 is how to move your object and get it back on to the center axis. And if I go and turn all these on, you'll see that they're right there and it's dead center where it's supposed to be. Okay, so that's one of the one of the things that when you're starting to work with sheet metal, it's really important to build your object on the center of your planes, because it'll come back to haunt you when you go to do some basic things. While we're here, let's do another thing. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my planes and lose my visibility at this point in time. Don't need it. And visibility, great. Okay, let's go to our cut again. Okay, I'm going to and what do we also punch tool too. Let's play with the punch tool. I think I've shown you cut, but we'll show you the punch tool. So let's come around here and I'll show you. Okay, the punch tool works a lot like the hole tool that we used in other Inventor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and get on the front side of this. Right click, new sketch, and I'm going to go up here and I'm going to grab my point tool. I'm going to go find a midpoint there and a midpoint there, and I'm going to put those two together. And if we go into our ISO view, you can see it's lightly colored there. Okay, right click, done, finish sketch. I'm going to go to the punch tool, and we have a set of dies in here, and I think I'm going to pick the keyhole tool. Oh, that's a keyhole tool. Oh, that's a cool. We'll pick the keyhole tool, and we're going to go open, and it's telling me that I'm not in a appropriate version, but I don't care. And oh, that's a little bit too big, so I'm going to cancel out of that, and I'm going to go We'll pick another tool for punch tool. And how about the knockout? How about the keyhole? Nope, that was keyhole. Keyway. Let's go to the keyway. Okay, and open. And yes. Oh, there it is. And all you have to do is go finish. And look at that. It just punched that hole right through there. It's a standard size. You can there's dies that you can get on the internet. People have created for their different tools, but it allows you to just have a perfect punch right through there. Okay, it's the same kind of punch that you would use in a machine shop. So they are tied together. So punch tools are very, very handy little things to have. Okay. What else can we do here? I think that's enough for today. That's a 6-minute one. That'll get you started on doing those things. I'll make a drawing of this. Oh, we'll go our $1 million thing here. Flatten this baby out. There we go. And then I'll do a drawing of this so that you have the dimensions if you want to draw this. Okay. So have fun, and we're learning more about it every day.